Hi everybody, it's Thursday the 28th of December and thank you for joining us on TNT. As it happens, I've been a bit under the weather over the past 3 or 4 days. Actually, I've been very sick and I didn't know what was causing it, but I have found out that I've got a reoccurrence of shingles, which has been making me feel wretched despite getting up each day and still doing the program. But onto some medication and feeling a whole lot better today. So good news. Now, I woke up to this story this morning. I'm thinking, oh, well, this is going to make a lot of people happy. So we go to this, and I saw it on Instagram first with ASEAN Now in Thailand. Phuket simplifies visa extensions with new online system. Visa extensions. Well, anybody who's got those like 1 year visas, like retirement visa, marriage visa, you get an annual extension to your visa. So I thought, this is going to make things a lot easier, people being able to do it online. But the more I dug into the story, I realised the headlines were completely misleading. And this story says that Phuket, the vibrant tourist hub of Thailand, which already tells me that ChatGPT has written this article, has taken a significant step forward. It says that foreigners residing in Phuket under any of 12 different types of visas can now apply for visa extensions through an online portal. And it's going to be convenient, fast, safe and impressive. The aim is to streamline the immigration process. And the article went on to just carry on about the people arriving in Phuket and how wonderful Phuket is. And I really didn't find out what those 12 categories were. So we went to the original article at Phuket News, thephuketnews.com. And it says foreigners in Phuket can now apply for visa extensions online. Again, giving us the impression that foreigners in Phuket can now apply for visa extensions online. Let's see if we can find out exactly what's going on before you start getting too excited. This will result in Thailand's tourism industry getting better and better. This is from the immigration chief at Phuket Immigration. For example, the highest number of incoming tourists travelling through Phuket Airport during December 2023 are from Russia, with an average of 3,600 people per day, then China, UK and India. And Phuket's expected to see some 350,000 tourists arrive via the airport this month, which really puts Phuket back at the pre-COVID levels. And then according to a post online, the Immigration Bureau has created the E-Extension Visa Project, which provides visa extension services at the internet for tourists who can submit documents and make an appointment before bringing your passport in to receive a stamp granting permission to extend your visas. So it's not quite as online as you might think. You can do the application online and provide the documentation thereafter, but you're still going to have to go into the Immigration Bureau to get the stamp. So apparently this e-extension visa service is currently available at the Immigration Bureau 1 in Bangkok, immigration offices in Chonburi, Phuket and Chiang Mai, and provides services for 12 types of visas, such as tourist visas, teachers, etc. Well, that etc. I think is the nub of the story. Let's see if we can find out. Here we go. We've actually got a list. People who carry out duties for the government. Tourism. So anybody on any tourist visa would be able to use this online e-visa extension. Teacher, professor or expert in government educational institution, they'd be on a non-immigrant and official visa. Study in government educational institution. Teaching, practice or conducting training or research in education. Oh, good God. Performing duties in the mass media. So it is one of the non-immigrant visas is a media visa. Thought of getting it myself, but I didn't. Skilled labourer, medical expert or practitioner of other professions. Installation or repair of machines, aircraft or ocean vessels. Well, this one might be more applicable. Family member of a Thai resident, non-immigrant, only for family member of a foreigner, not Thai nationality, who has residence certificate and alien registration certificate of the alien granted residence permit in Thailand. And number 10, used to have Thai nationality or whose parent is or was of Thai and non-immigrant. Number 11, necessity case, confirmation or request by embassy. And then we've got number 12, training case, confirmation or request by embassy. And then 13, person in charge of conveyance or crew of conveyance. So I found all that very, very confusing, and it started with a lot of excitement, thinking, wow, we've stumbled forward into the 21st century with visa extensions, but it looks like it's only for selected visas and, well, certainly not for everybody on one of those annual visas. Well, I certainly hope the last story didn't confuse you too much. As I said, I read the headlines with a great deal of excitement, but the stories didn't really bear out what those headlines were promising. Now, following up with some of the flooding in Thailand, we go to Channel News Asia. 6 dead, tens of thousands hit by southern Thailand flooding. And the story says that floods in southern Thailand have killed at least 6 people and affected tens of thousands of households. And the floods, which began on December the 22nd, have hit more than 70,000 homes across the provinces of Satun, Songkhla, Pattani, Yala and Naritawat. And relief teams worked by night to hand out bottled water and snacks and check buildings for damage or casualties. And Thailand's Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation said the water level had reduced on Wednesday morning. And some rail services in Narathiwat province, which borders Malaysia, had resumed following days of closure due to track subsidence. And the Prime Minister visits flood-stricken areas in Naritawat, and this is reported by the patianews.com. Of course, the obligatory shot of a Prime Minister wearing rubber boots. During the visit, Seta stressed the need for better flood early warning systems, acknowledging the frequent nature of such disasters. He distributed relief supplies, interacted with medical teams and thanked officers and volunteers for their efforts in aiding the affected communities. And to this story from ThaiPBSWorld.com, 8 districts in Pattani declared disaster zones as flooding worsens, and 8 districts covering 95 villages and 20 communities in Pattani have been declared disaster zones by the Provincial Office of Public Disaster Prevention and Mitigation. Pattani is receiving runoffs from Naritawat and Yala, which flows into the Saiburi and Pattani rivers. And then further down there, overall flooding in Songkhla, Pattani, Yala, Naritawat and Satun is gradually receding, but most areas remain underwater today. And then according to the Public Health Ministry, 1 person drowned in Yala, 10 small hospitals in Yala and Naritawat have been closed. So it seems the flooding may have peaked in those areas, and we do hope that people who have been affected by the flooding are getting the relief they seek. To another story, and this has been, I suppose, part of a developing problem with dengue fever increasing over the past year. I think 3 times the number of cases reported during 2023. So this story comes from ThaiPBSWorld.com, warning over increase in Zika virus infections in Bangkok. And a warning's been issued about the increasing Zika virus infections in Bangkok by Professor Dr. Yong Puvarawan. And in his Facebook post, the doctor says that the virus, which is primarily transmitted by the Aedes mosquito, the same mosquito that transmits dengue fever, has recently been spreading in Bangkok. The symptoms are similar to those of dengue fever, but less severe. He added, however, that some people can develop severe complications which may lead to cessation of breathing. Yeah, that's a severe complication. And the Zika virus infection symptoms include a rash, fever, conjunctivitis, muscle and joint pain, malaise, and a headache that lasts 2 to 7 days. So another timely warning to do our best to try and avoid being bitten by mosquitoes. If you've got some still water in your backyard, that's the sort of place where mosquitoes are going to breed. Wearing things like light clothes, keeping your legs covered during any time, especially at sunrise and sunset when the mosquitoes seem to be out more. Using a fan, blowing under any tables that you might be sitting at. They're all just things that you can do, apart from, of course, using a repellent, which is freely available at all 7-Elevens. Now, a bit of good news now for Bangkok and a couple of other locations in Thailand, and this reported in thepatianews.com. Bangkok secures first spot in global amount of tourists in 2023 and most visited city. So in this first full year of recovery post-COVID-19, looks like Bangkok has come up the winner. In a recent report by World of Statistics, Bangkok has been crowned the world's most visited city in 2023, welcoming a staggering 22.78 million visitors. Notably, Thailand boasts 3 cities in the top 20, with Phuket ranking 14th and Pattaya securing the 15th spot. Always amused when they call Phuket a city. I mean, Phuket's just a large island. It's got Phuket City, which most people call Phuket Town. It's also got Patong, which is a very, very busy tourist area on the opposite side of the island. But there's a lot of very, very quiet spots in Phuket, areas of nature and waterfalls and remote beaches. It's not just one great big city. And the story says the rankings further unfold, with Paris, France, securing the 2nd spot, followed closely by London in England in 3rd place. Dubai in the UAE takes the 4th position, and Singapore claims the 5th spot with 14.67 million tourists. Again, Singapore, not really a city, it's just a large urban island. And other notable cities in the top 20 include KL in Malaysia. We've got New York, USA, in the 7th. Istanbul, Turkey 8th, Tokyo 9th, and Antalya, Turkey 10th. Don't know much about Antalya, but it looks like a lot of people going there. I think a lot of people out of Russia are visiting Turkey. I think that might be pushing that particular place into that top spot. And the list also features Seoul in South Korea, Osaka, Mecca, Phuket and Pattaya, as we mentioned, and then Milan, Barcelona, Palma, Bali and Hong Kong. And Phuket's welcomed nearly 9.9 million visitors, while Pattaya has received 9.44 million, according to the World of Statistics. So I suppose all that measures trends for travel over the past 12 months. It will be very interesting to see where people are going to be heading to in 2024 as the world's tourism industry continues to, gradually recover. Now, just a bit of a follow-up, and as I mentioned yesterday, scant information about these missing people. Again, I've had to go to an overseas source, and again, the Daily Mail in the UK, which I know is not the most reliable source, but it has been very good at reporting this particular case. And missing British artist Millie Young is believed to be trapped inside a sunken tour vessel that's now 180 feet beneath the waves after capsizing off Thailand. And the story says a helicopter and dozens of ships have spent days following ocean currents around the Surin Islands where the ship sank, but have not found anything to help in their search for Ms. Young, who disappeared on December the 23rd. And the ship's cook, Samnayang Chaichana, 67, is also thought to have been trapped on board when the ship sank to a depth of 180 feet, while Ms. Young was enjoying a dream adventure with friends. Here's a very useful infographic, and it starts down the bottom there at Taplamu Pier back on December the 22nd, when the Reggae Queen departs for the Surin Islands. The Taplamu Pier is about a 15-minute drive north of where I live. And then we go a bit further up, December the 23rd, around 6 a.m, the ship starts sinking. And then December the 23rd, around 9 a.m, Mayday called rescue teams evacuate passengers. So according to this infographic, a troubling 3-hour gap between the ship apparently starting to sink and the Mayday call issued. And then further up there on December the 25th, the empty raft found 20 miles from where the ship sank. That's pretty much the latest information. Now, that's the 2 people missing in the Andaman Sea. We note that there are also 6 people missing in the Gulf of Thailand, for which I've been able to find no information whatsoever. Now, another article that promised a lot in its headline but delivered very little is this one from the BangkokPost.com. Airfares to fall due to more airlines' planes, according to the Aviation Authority. And airfares are expected to gradually fall next year due to an increase in licensed airlines and a higher number of aircraft in the air transport sector. And the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand said on Tuesday that 8 airlines had recently received air operator licences from the Transport Minister. And according to the Aviation Authority, 5 of the 8 airlines are domestic, and they include Easy Airlines, Pattaya Airways, P80 Air and Really Cool Airlines, along with Siam Seaplane. With a combined investment of nearly 4 billion baht, these airlines have yet to receive air operator certificates to start operation. Now, just looking up information on these airlines, and we've been following their progress during the last year, Pattaya Airways basically is going to be cargo and logistics. Easy Airlines, I think, is going to be operating down the south of Thailand with Cessna planes. It's only really the P80 Air and Really Cool Airlines that have got anything that could possibly offer tourists. And this is for P80 Air. They're going to Macau, Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, Da Nang and Hong Kong, probably out of Bangkok. And then Really Cool Air, which seems to have been making most of the noise. This is all I've got from them. Really Cool Airlines plans to commence flights in Q1 2024. Its initial routes in Asia are likely to include Singapore, Tokyo, Hong Kong and Taiwan, with European routes added the following year. I can absolutely bet that there's no way they're going to be launching in Q1 2024, but we wish them well. But most of these are short-haul routes. But yeah, there will be a little bit of increased competition once these airlines get up into the sky. And the article finishes by saying, concerning the increase in airfares during festivals, the CAAT assures that all airlines continue to adhere to the stipulated airfare ceilings. And the CAAT added that airfares in the country increased partly because of the expiration of a reduction in excise tax on jet fuel in July. So I don't really see anything in that story that's giving us any indication that airfares should come down next year, although we all hope they do. In fact, the last paragraph telling us exactly why some of the airfares have been going up over the past 6 months. Anyway, hopefully you're a bit more up to date with things happening around Thailand. Some of those stories a bit confusing today. We're here right throughout the silly season. Thank you for joining us again today, and we will be back again tomorrow.